This is the second video relating to the chapter 3 of class 11th business studies. We are discussing chapters private, public and global enterprises. In the previous video we discussed about the difference between private sector and public sector. Today we will start the discussion of public sector enterprises, the first one being departmental undertaking. Now what do we mean by departmental undertaking? Okay, now this form of enterprise, we can say, or a business organization, is the oldest and the most traditional form of public sector enterprises. Okay, the government functions through these departments. You might have heard about postal department, telegraph department, railways in India. No, railway department is there. Okay, so these all are departmental undertakings through which government is providing various services or undertaking various activities. Okay, so the government functions through these departments and the activities performed are the integral part of the government. Okay, so whatever these departments are doing, it is the act or action of government. Okay, government is doing these activities. Now these departmental undertakings are suitable under following circumstances: where the government wants the complete control, like no public distribution system is there. Okay, earlier this atomic energy was there, defense is there. So where the government wants control, complete control, their departmental undertakings are the most suitable form of enterprise. Where secrecy is very important. Okay, the information should not be leaked, it should not be in the public domain. Their departmental undertakings are most suitable. And where economic control is essential. Okay, like in case of public distribution system, where government wants to provide each and every facility, basic facility to the economically weaker sections, there government prefers public or departmental undertakings. Okay, now features, we can say, the funds for the working of departmental undertakings come from the government treasury, and the revenue also goes to the government treasury. The workers are considered the government employees. They are accountable to ministry through parliament. Okay, they are answerable in the parliament. The minister has to answer for the actions of his department. Government or departmental undertakings are subject to the government's auditing and accounting controls. CAG in India audit these departments. Okay, and they are considered as a part of government. They do not have a separate entity separate from the government. Departmental undertakings are part of government only. We will once again discuss the points. The first one, these undertakings are financed directly from the government treasury. That means in case of railways, budgetary control is there. All the funds, the salaries, or laying new railway tracks, for everything the funds come from the government treasury. In the same manner, whatever revenue the railways are earning, it goes to the treasury, government treasury. Okay. Second, these government departments or departmental undertaking are subjected to the auditing and accounting control of CAG. In India, CAG, Controller and Auditor General, is there. So these departmental undertakings are subject to accounting and audit control applicable to all government departments. The workers are considered as government employees. The departmental undertakings workers are the employees of government. They are fully accountable to the parliament or state assembly. Okay, the minister have to answer in parliament for the actions of departmental undertaking. And last point, there is no separate legal entity. Okay, the fourth point is missing. Make fifth, fourth, and okay. What are the merits of departmental undertaking? First, it is under the complete control of the government. Okay. Second, it doesn't require a complex procedure to create a departmental undertaking. Okay, it is very easy to form. By simple notification, the government can create a department. Okay. Effective control, the control is directly through the minister, and it is answerable through the minister, it is answerable to the parliament. So parliament controls the departmental undertaking. Accountability, since all the matters of department is discussed in parliament, so there is a direct accountability to the public, because parliament is also accountable to the public. Okay. Public revenue, as discussed earlier, all the finances come from government treasury. In the same manner, revenue also goes to the government treasury, so it's a source of income for the government. And in case of matters where government has to maintain a secrecy, departmental undertaking is the best option. Limitations of departmental undertaking: inflexibility. There is lot of government control is there, as the for every decision taking, approval has to be taken from the ministry or the parliament, which takes lot of time, and it reduces efficiency and the flexibility of the departmental undertaking. The employees or the government employees' salaries are not directly related to their efforts, so they don't have any motivation. Whatever promotion is there, it depends upon the seniority. As the years pass, you will be promoted, whether you are a good worker or not. There is no relation to the promotion. So the government or the departmental employees are not motivated, they lack motivation to perform better. Okay. Lack of financial autonomy, the departmental undertaking workers cannot take any decisions, they have to get approval from the superiors or the ministry. Okay. Red tapeism, every government department or departmental undertaking suffers from this drawback. Red tapeism is there, bureaucracy is there. Bureaucracy functions in such a manner to delay each and everything. Okay, lot of paperwork is there. Red tapeism refers to the files of the government. Okay, that's why red tapeism in India is a popular word, showing the lack of efficiency in the government work, delays in the government work. Okay. And bureaucrats, the government employees are very cautious to take any decisions. They don't want to be seen as a person taking wrong decision or something. Okay, so they avoid taking risk. So it's they feel that it is better not to work than make any mistake. Inefficient management, the workers are the government employees, they are not trained to work or manage the business enterprises. Okay, like railways and all. And even they lack training. No, once they are appointed, they lack the motivation to update themselves according to the new developments or new technologies. And these government employees are also insensitive towards the public requirements. Okay.